Can you believe this absolute madness right now? What is happening in New York? Seahawks fans, 12s, we finally reached the mountaintop. Jaxon Smith-Njigba just put up the most historic season we have ever witnessed in Seattle, but the NFL is treating him like a complete afterthought. This is beyond embarrassing. It is a total slap in the face to our franchise and our legacy. We are building a movement here, a tribe of the most loyal fans on earth. Hit that subscribe button right now because we need 1,000 strong to stand against this blatant disrespect. Let us talk about what JSN just did because the league clearly forgot. 1,793 yards. Read that again and let it sink in. He did not just play well, he broke records into tiny pieces. He was the engine that drove us to that Super Bowl title. He was the heart of the Emerald City. He won the AP Offensive Player of the Year award because he was untouchable on that field. Every time the ball touched his hands, something magical happened. You could feel the electricity in Lumen Field every single time he lined up. But instead of a celebration, his crowning moment has been turned into a circus of incompetence. It started at the awards show. A huge night for a young man who worked his entire life to get there. Then we have a comedian mispronouncing his name like he is some random guy off the street. Are you kidding me? This is the best offensive player in the game today. He is the face of our future and they cannot even get his name right. Think about the grind. Think about the hours in the gym and the study sessions and the hits he took to bring that trophy home to Seattle. Jaxon is a humble guy, but everyone has a breaking point. How would you feel if you reached the absolute pinnacle of your profession only to have the people in charge act like they do not even know who you are? It feels intentional at this point. It feels like they hate seeing Seattle at the top. We have seen this movie before, right? The media ignores us, the league overlooks us, and then they act surprised when we dominate. Does the NFL front office even watch the games, or are they too busy counting money to notice that number 11 is terrorizing every secondary in the league? It is a joke. It is a legitimate insult to everything Jaxon has built for this organization. We finally get a superstar of this caliber, a guy who actually wins the big hardware, and the league treats the ceremony like an open mic night at a dive bar. It is disgusting, and frankly, I am tired of seeing our stars treated like second-class citizens. But wait, it actually gets so much worse. You think the name thing was bad? Listen to this, because I am losing my mind. Jaxon finally gets his physical trophy in the mail. This is supposed to be the piece of history he puts on his mantle for his kids to see one day. He opens the box and what does he find? The league etched 2025 Defensive Player of the Year onto the plaque. Defensive. Are you serious right now? This man led the entire NFL in receiving yards and they gave him a trophy for a position he does not even play. It is almost like they are trying to troll us. And it does not stop there, because the level of laziness is truly legendary. They did not even put a space between the words "the" and "year" on the engraving. It literally looks like a cheap knockoff you would buy at a mall kiosk. Jaxon took to Instagram, and he was not hiding his frustration. He said he wanted to expose them, and that it is getting disrespectful. And he is right. It is beyond disrespectful. It is a total failure of professionalism. Here is the raw truth. They would never do this to a player in Dallas or New York. If a star receiver for the Cowboys got a Defensive Player of the Year trophy, it would be the lead story on every sports network for a week. But because it is Seattle, because it is our guy, they just shrug it off. Jaxon said he just wants them to keep the award at this point. He told them to leave it in the history books, and honestly, I do not blame him. Why would you want a broken, incorrect piece of metal representing the greatest achievement of your life? This is supposed to be a billion-dollar industry. This is the shield. They pride themselves on excellence, but they cannot even hire someone to proofread a trophy for the best offensive player in the world. It makes me sick to my stomach. This is the kind of stuff that fuels the fire in our locker room. They don't want you to know how much this actually stings behind the scenes. This is about respect. This is about acknowledging the greatness we have in the Pacific Northwest. How does this even happen in the year 2026? Unbelievable is not even the word for it. Seriously, I am sitting here wondering if we are living in a simulation. The NFL finally issued a statement and an apology. Brian McCarthy said they are sending a new trophy, and they know how great he is, but they just had a problem spelling it. A problem spelling it. That is your excuse? This is a massive organization, and you are telling me nobody checked the plaque before it was shipped to the Super Bowl champions. It is pathetic. Think about the history here. We have not had an Offensive Player of the Year since Shaun Alexander back in 2005. That is nearly 20 years of waiting. We have had incredible legends like Marshawn Lynch and Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett, but none of them got this specific honor. Jaxon finally breaks that drought, and the league treats it like a clerical error. It is a total nightmare. But here is my theory, and I want you to listen closely because only the real 12s will get this. This is exactly what Jaxon needs. He just signed a massive contract extension, and he is already the best in the game. Sometimes players get complacent after a season like that. They get comfortable. But the NFL just handed him the biggest chip on his shoulder in the history of sports. They just reminded him that no matter how many yards he gets, no matter how many rings he wins, they are still going to overlook him. This is the fuel for the 2026 redemption arc. I am telling you right now, Jaxon is going to come out next season and try to break his own record just to spite them. He is going to make it impossible for them to forget his name or his position. I can see the look in his eyes already. He is done playing nice. He is ready to burn the league down. This is the insider vibe we live for. We know the truth. We know that number 11 is the gold standard. We know that the Seahawks are the team everyone is afraid of. Let the league keep making mistakes. Let them keep being lazy. It only makes us stronger. It only makes our bond as a community tighter. We are the outsiders and we like it that way. I am losing my mind thinking about how much work went into this season. Think about those cold nights at Lumen Field. Think about the NFC Championship game against the Rams where Jaxon was basically a god on the turf. Every single catch was a statement. Every touchdown was a dagger. We saw a young man transition from a high-potential prospect into a global icon. That kind of journey is supposed to be sacred. The league is supposed to protect the legacy of its greatest performers. Instead, they handed him a piece of junk with typos on it. It is so symbolic of how this team has been treated for decades. We are the team in the corner of the country that nobody pays attention to until we are holding the Lombardi Trophy. And even then, they find a way to mess it up. I have a secret for you all. I think Jaxon is actually going to keep that broken trophy. I think he is going to put it right in the middle of his weight room, so he has to look at that word defensive every single day while he is training. He is going to use that disrespect to push himself to a level we have never seen before. Can you imagine a version of JSN that is even more motivated? A version that feels like he has to prove his existence to the league office. It is a terrifying thought for every other secondary in the NFL. They thought they had a problem this year. They have no idea what is coming in 2026. The league might be sending a new trophy, but they can't erase the feeling of being slighted. They can't take back the fact that they showed their true colors. This is the energy we need to carry into the offseason. We are the champions, and yet we are still the underdogs. It is the most Seahawks thing ever. We thrive in the chaos. We grow in the disrespect. I truly believe this mistake by the NFL was the best thing that could have happened for our repeat chances. They just woke up a giant and they have no idea how to put him back to sleep. This is about more than just a trophy or a typo. This is about the soul of the Seattle Seahawks. We are a franchise built on grit and being the toughest team in the room when nobody else believes in us. Jaxon Smith-Njigba is the embodiment of that spirit. He is the king of the field and the league tried to crown him with a plastic tiara that was falling apart. But we know who he is. We know what he represents for this city and for every single fan who wears that navy and action green. We are at a turning point right now. We can either let this disrespect slide, or we can use it to build the loudest, most fierce fan base in the world. I need to see your fire in the comments right now. I want you to tell me exactly how you feel about the NFL treating our superstar like this. Is this the ultimate motivation for a back-to-back Super Bowl run, or are you as fed up as I am with the constant lack of respect? Do not hold back. I want to hear the passion from every corner of the globe. If you are a true 12, if you bleed these colors, you need to be heard. This is our year to prove that we are not just a flash in the pan. We are a dynasty in the making and Jaxon is our leader. We are going to show the league that you can misspell our names and you can mess up our trophies, but you can never stop the noise. We are building something special here, and we need every single one of you to be part of this journey. Subscribe, stay locked in, and let us show the world that Seattle never backs down. It is us against everyone else, just the way we like it. The 12s are rising, and the league should be very afraid of what they just started. 12s.